Good morning, VG. Welcome aboard. Good morning, VG. Welcome aboard. I'd better get rid of the volume on my web browser, or else we're going to repeat indefinitely. There we go. Hey, King and Pixel. Welcome. Good morning. Alrighty, folks. As y'all might remember when I started Dragon Age all those months ago, we chose to do the Dalish Elf. I always play a rogue, and the prologue for any character doesn't matter what your class is, but it does matter what your starting race and sometimes position in that race is. So I thought this was a great opportunity to round out the Dragon Age streams and give you a glimpse into what we could have been. And that gives me just a little bit extra time to prepare for the Skyrim stream that will be starting on January 1st, which will be replacing Dragon Age on the Saturday stream. Now, the Dalish Elf, I don't know if they really got into the lore enough to tell everybody about these folk. Centuries ago, the elves were enslaved. Eventually, slavery ended, teaches us but it didn't really.
It is the hubris of men which brought the darkspawn into our world.
City elves
the mages
are little better than slaves. They work for pittance and garbage jobs. Lyrical, welcome aboard. And
they were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption.
They started escaping, basically.
They returned as monsters,
and returned to the Dales,
first of the darkspawn,
where they would become a society in and of themselves, trying to renew their bond with nature.
The lands, unstoppable and relentless. The dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything.
A Royal Dwarf is an awesome backstory. Now, EA did lose a few opportunities to do some really expansive stuff in the late game with some of the backgrounds, but they did so much with this game, it's easy to see why they could have missed something.
Since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten.
I agree, VG. The human noble background is fairly short.
And our warnings have been ignored for too long.
But it does give you a good background. And it's actually one of the stories I wish that they had given us a little more option with.
Too late. for I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
There could have been the opportunity for the Grey Warden to return to High Ever and rally the Kuslans, what's left of the Kuslans' followers and forces to join in the final battle. Especially if, because, well, we all know how this game does. It hides things from you until it reveals later. And it doesn't hide it as in it's there, you just can't see it. It hides it as in if you wouldn't know, you don't know. Oh yes, definitely, VG. That's one of the great things about the Human Noble background is that whole storyline really sells that final battle at the Howe estate in Denerim. I don't think you misspelled it, but the city elf background is much darker than the Dalish elf background. The dwarf commoner background is much stranger than the dwarf noble background. The dwarf noble background is more twisted than the human noble background. They're all very good, though. So let's start. It doesn't matter what we end up looking like, or because we're just doing the background here. So just for some variety, we're going to take a female, being my last one was male. And we will take a rogue, human noble. See, none of these other backgrounds are available if you've chosen human, because there's only one human background, unless you choose mage. We'll get to that in the next run-through.
Greetings.
Ah, yes. Greetings. Thank you. Alyssa, great name. And talking people into things. You need your coercions. You need your lock-picking ability. And I like to take dual weapon right away. Yeah, the City Elf origin does make a lot more... The things that happen in Denerim make a lot more sense if you've done the City Elf origin.
For generations, your family, the Kuslans, has stewarded the lands of High Ever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No, no. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True. That we both had less grey in our hair then. And we fought all legions, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pup, I didn't see you there. How? You remember my daughter?
I see she's become a lovely young woman. Pleased to see you again, my dear.
Now, you can be very, hey, Dalton, welcome aboard. Yeah, the kid, oh, well, let's get to that part. You can do a lot here. You can, be inquisitive, you can be short, you can ask about what's going on. It kind of sets up your personality. And one of the things that EA did very well is your father actually responds as if this is who you've been all along. So it's easy for you to sell that character to yourself.
Oh no, I left them in Amaranthine, well away from the fighting in the south. They do send their best wishes. My son Thomas asked after you. Perhaps I should bring him with me next time. Ha! To what end? She says. So glib, too. She's just like her mother when she talks like that.
See what I contend with, Hal? There is no telling my fierce girl anything these days.
You can see
Quite
the disrespect
talented, I'm sure.
Hal has
Watch.
At any rate, Papa,
for
I
your
summoned you
mother.
for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle. I'm certain you'd more than prove yourself, but I am not willing to deal with your mother if you join the war. She'd kill me if I let you go. She's already twisted into knots about Fergus and me going. I doubt that. You know your mother, and she made it clear there is no debate. This is no needless task. I ask you to take a great responsibility. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away.
Yes.
There's also someone you must meet.
You have the opportunity
Show
for a one-night stand as a human noble. Technically, you do as a dwarf as well, although they don't put it as part of the gameplay.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing...
I like
person.
Hal's
That's
clothing.
true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are.
Clearly distinctively noble in origin, without being as rich as your father's. Shows you what the difference between an Arl and a Terran are.
Not permanently, I fear.
Without their warning of the Darkspawn rising now, half the nation could have been overrun before we'd had a chance to react. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your daughter is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is my daughter we're talking about. I've not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone? In the meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me. You'll have plenty of time after we're gone. We must discuss the battle plans in the south. Be a good lad.
I will
and do
have
as I've
plenty of
asked.
time to talk to
We'll
Duncan
talk soon.
after you're gone. That is true. Let these DLCs load through. They're just quests. There we go. Okay, so Arlhow and Terran Kusland. The Terran is a higher position than the Arl. So he wants me to go find Fergus, so naturally I'm going to go anywhere but to find
It is
Fergus.
begun. As you say.
I'm not here to steal.
It
I'm
shall
getting
be done.
experience by opening the locks.
Good evening, milady.
And as VG knows, there's actually going to be opportunities later in the story for me to take what I want from those places anyway.
It is begun.
One of the nice things about this game for PC, I don't know if it was expandable back in the day on console. Your quick bar here at the bottom can be expanded to fill the entire bottom, and you can move things where you want them. The first 10 slots correspond to the number keys, so you can hotkey your favorite attacks or abilities.
Oh, my lady, we were just, Well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the Terran stationed us here. No, my lady, of course not. Yes, my lady. Thank you, my lady.
There you are. Your mother told me
There's
the
Sir
Terran
Gilmore.
summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
There's a mod that allows you to bring Sir Gilmore into the party later in the game, and he is a fully romanceable character as well. Ah, well, there you go. One of the things about this game, though, in the PC, it was clearly made for console and ported to PC. So some of the features which are really good in PC, I imagine are very clunky in console unless you're familiar with their style. If I had bought this on console back in the day, I probably wouldn't be as quick playing it on PC when I first switched over.
Pardon my abruptness, my lady. It's simply that I've been looking everywhere for you. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again, and is threatening to leave. Your mother disagrees. She insists you collect the dog, and quickly. You know these Mabari hounds. He'll listen to his mistress, but anyone else risks having an arm bitten off. I'm not willing to test that. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
Yeah, if you are comfortable with the controllers, these games are really designed very well for the console, especially the third-person games, in my opinion. The fact that they're ported to PC is much more blatantly obvious in Star Wars: The Force Unleashed.
Your mother was quite insistent, and I fear her more than you. Just follow the yelling. When Nan's unhappy, she makes sure everyone knows it.
Mischief in the larder. There's the dining hall. That's the library, right?
Good evening, my
It
lady.
is begun.
Yeah, I don't need to... There's nothing to unlock in there. We'll run right past the kitchen first.
It shall be done.
Technically, this would be the larder, wouldn't it? Although it does seem to have ovens in it. This is definitely the kitchen.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves. I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you. Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down. A blight wolf is what he is. How am I supposed to work like this?
Oh dear. Mistress, calm down, please.
That's it. I'll quit. Inform the turn.
I almost expected the elf to say, remember your blood pressure.
Please. Or get the dog. Calm down.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way.
It is begun.
And there's our Mubari. Noble origin, you get him at the start, but
Look at that mess. How did he even get in here?
you will not have him in the Kokari Wilds. He'll be with Duncan until you're done with your startup.
It does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait. Did you hear that?
Alright, name your dog.
Wild creature.
And I don't have a weapon. So now you get to do your first combat, which tells you how the fight mechanics work.
Ready! What? Shout, they might bite!
I shall do it.
Disgusting creature!
It shall be done.
Yes!
Just what we need. Lots of big rats.
Giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the codex entries. Thank you, PG. We can do that after we finish here.
Those were rats from the Kokari Wilds. Best not to tell Nan. She's upset enough as it is. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Jarl's men.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt. Look at him now. Snuck into my larder once again and makes off like a free thief, he does.
Oh, mistress, there are rats in the larder. Big ones.
Oh, looks like the dog killed them.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with. Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then, take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog.
Yeah, she's immune to those eyes.
Thank you, my lady. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about.
So if you come in here, you've got the opportunity to talk to those kids who are learning. This is the private library.
Very well.
Hello, my dear girl. By chance, I am beginning to teach these young squires about your family's history.
Do we have to? History is boring.
Boys, you are referring to the Couslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect. If the mind is not exercised, it withers just as the body does. Perhaps you'd care to join me in teaching the lesson? Perhaps you could make the topic more palatable for these lads and their minuscule intellects. Wonderful. Oh, the Cousland history is long indeed. Where shall we start? Well, I'm glad some of my lessons don't disappear into that yawning chasm between your ears, young lady. A pity you don't spend the same care whetting the edge of your mind as your tongue. At any rate, your family has held the tournure of High Ever since before King Callan had united Ferelden. In fact, Tierna Elathea Cousland battled Calenhad to maintain High Ever's independence. Calenhad wished to unite Ferelden, not conquer it. After Elathea's men were defeated, Calenhad asked her to swear fealty. The boulder where they held council still stands today as a memorial of that event. The history between the Couslands and the House reaches back to the Orlesian occupation. During the rebellion against Orlais, several battles were fought near High Ever. The port village of Harper's Ford was the tourneur's center. Its Jarl was Tarleton Howe. Though nearly 90, he was still as sharp and bitter as cheap ale. Your grandfather openly supported the rebellion, but Howe sided with Orlais. Your family was forced to seize Harper's Ford before it was all over. The Howes eventually joined the rebellion, when all of Ferelden united behind King Merrick and General Logain.
That should tell you something right there.
United behind Merrick's son, King Callan, to fight the Darkspawn.
you two plasma tomorrow. Because he's trying to get stuck now, but he's looking like he's not going to get stuck until like almost 2. So I'm trying to see what he wants to do. So I'll let you know.
That should tell you something right there. My daughter just stopped in
indulging
to
an
grab
old
something
man.
from me.
Does that mean we have to
That should
listen
tell
to
you something
now?
right there
Silence.
about
I will
the
not have you two becoming smart-mouthed hooligans. Perhaps you
the
should.
attitude Hal has.
I doubt they need any more distraction. I'm just going to settle in here and apparently just talk to myself for all the good I'm doing. Don't let myself all disrupt you.
And my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my lovely daughter. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled? Well, at least one of us will have had a decent
I
dinner.
always take the
Perhaps your hound
sarcastic
left something I
answer.
can feed my guests. Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon.
I'm so proud of my pup's mastery of tact and diplomacy.
Well, it was a lovely salon, from what little I remember.
Which wouldn't be much, considering we had to pour you into the carriage afterwards.
You remember my son, Dyron. He's not married yet either.
Don't listen to her. It's good to see you again, milady. You're looking as beautiful as ever. I beg your pardon?
Her diplomatic skills will earn her a post in Orlais. Just you wait.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great pleasure, my lady. You are as pretty as your mother describes.
You would think that it would make it easier to make a match for her, not more difficult.
Perhaps your daughter simply has a mind of her own, your ladyship. You should be proud.
Proud doesn't get me any more grandchildren. All evidence to the contrary.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Dyron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your ladyship.
So, if you go into the study, now you can talk with either of these two, and you have the one-night stand. Technically, you could be setting up a relationship, but as you watch what's
Hello
going
again.
on,
Your castle study is
you will
wonderful.
discover why it's a
Might I ask
one-night
whose
stand.
collection this is? So would I. Do you have a favorite book? Good choice. Timaeus' theory on the nature of dragons and how they connect to Darkspawn is quite intriguing. Yes, though I don't know when. I will leave when your father does. I'll ride as his second. Glorified squire, more or less. I'll care for his horse and armor and such. It's quite an honor. I'd like that. What did you have in mind? Gladly. But your mother is expecting me for dinner shortly, as is mine. Perhaps another time?
Well,
of course, milady. I am sure you have much to do yet.
he
That
doesn't
is a wonderful
really go
dog.
for
He
it
seems very noble
if
and
you
intelligent.
haven't taken the right
Greetings once again, my
choices.
Lady Landra has been very good to me. I am lucky. If I may, I see that you have no ladies in waiting. Is this usual for a noblewoman of your rank? You are very kind, my lady. I am nobody special. You make me blush. My family has been in service to hers for many years. Lady Landra elevated my place as a reward for our loyalty. I hope this position might pass to my daughter. I have risen very high for my people. I would not tempt fate by wishing more. Lady Landra is good to her elven servants. That is not true in many households, but I hear it is in yours. It speaks well of your father to show such compassion. I am an open book, my lady. What would you like to know? No longer. I have little time for such things. You flatter me, my lady. I am not so pretty that suitors are lining up, if that's what you mean. That is an awkward question. What do you mean? Some humans, yes, without question. Of course. Aren't we doing just that? What else did you have in mind? I see. I think I might like that. If I come to your door...
If you choose the correct...
Would that be agreeable, my lady?
Questioning path, you eventually get that option to invite them to your room after supper. So there's your one-night stand. And again, you could have just been forming a relationship.
It is begun.
Good evening, my lady.
Both these doors should be key locked. Yep. This is your own room.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren.
A
I'll get you the
sword?
mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten the boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little sister to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well.
He is as mortal as anyone, despite his refusal to believe.
Now, love, no need to be grim.
Alright, Lyrical, you have a good day. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Really? Was he riding a griffin?
Shh, Oren. Griffins only exist in stories now.
I'd heard that.
Now.
Did he say why he's come?
The only real reference to the fact that they may have been real.
Good for him. I hope he makes it. If I were a Grey Warden, though, I'd have my eye on you. Not that Father would ever allow it. I wish you could come. It'll be tiring killing all those Darkspawn myself.
In Antiva, a woman fighting in battle would be unthinkable.
Is that so? I always heard Antivan women were quite dangerous.
With kindness and poison only, my husband.
This from the woman who serves me my tea. If it's any consolation, I'm sure I'll freeze in the southern rain and be completely jealous of you up here, warm and safe.
I am positively thrilled that you will be so miserable, husband.
Then the Arl's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many Darkspawn to behead, so little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
You could have brought this message
I will
yourself,
pray for
Dad.
your safety every day you are gone.
And although I say that, I don't think that my character
Make us
would.
sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons, husbands, and fathers, and bring them safely back to us.
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother?
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Orin. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, maker's breath. It's like living with a pair of small boys. Thankfully, I have a daughter.
I'll miss you, mother dear. You'll take care of her, sister, won't you? It's true. They should be sending her, not me. She would scold those Darkspawn back into the deep roads.
Well, I'm glad you find this so funny.
Enough, enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night. You've much to do tomorrow.
It's kind of cool the way that it doesn't matter what your name is because your parents just call you Pup. And it doesn't seem out of place to use it as a nickname.
Your hound is making so much noise. He seems so angry. I thought I heard yelling when I woke up, but now I hear nothing. I'm gonna see if someone's in the hall.
No, don't! And yes, I have the Nobler Noble or mod. So I get to start with better equipment here. I stood still because the archer wouldn't be able to see me. Dead elf.
Very well.
There's how you get your bow. Your first bow, anyway.
Where is he? Tell us!
I keep forgetting how, at low levels, you'll just miss somebody standing
Darling,
motionless in front of you.
I heard fighting outside and I feared the worst. Are you hurt? They never got through the door, thanks to you. Her scream woke me up. There were men in the hall, so I barred the door. Did you see their shields? Those are Howe's men. Why would they attack us? You don't think Howe's men were delayed? On purpose? That bastard. I'll cut his lying throat myself. Have you seen your father? He never came to bed. We must find him. I most certainly will not. I am no Orlesian wallflower. Give me a sword and I'll use it. Now let's go.
She also happens to be the,
Perhaps we can salvage some things here, darling.
It is begun.
Some of your father's belongings are in that trunk.
Okay, so now Mom's part of the team. We want to give her a weapon. And you can see she's already a pretty good archer. She's wearing decent armor. She doesn't need a shield. But now I technically can get better armor out of putting this on. Of course, I lose my set bonus if I do that. I don't know if I lose the set bonus if I take that helmet off. I do not. So it makes sense to change helmets, being I can. And I already have a noble longbow. So I don't need to switch that.
No! My little Oren! What manner of fiend slaughters innocents?
True. Welcome aboard.
Oh, he's not even taking hostages. He means to kill all of us. Oh, poor fuckers. Let's go. I don't want to see this.
There's nothing else to see in here, but
I shall do it.
come on, stop missing.
Well, my dear.
And even the little comments that you hear during combat seem to be geared towards the fact that we're a family. The mother calls me her dear.
Oh, dear Landra.
It shall be done.
I'm so sorry. If she hadn't come to me, if she hadn't been here.
I shall do it.
Can you hear the fighting? Hal's men must be everywhere. Don't be foolish. You would throw your life away? The front gates. That's where your father must be. Listen, darling. We haven't much time. If we can't find your father, you must get out of here alive. Without you and Fergus, the entire Kusen line dies here. If Hal's men are inside, they must already control the castle. We must use the servants entering the larder to escape. Do you hear me? Then survive and visit vengeance upon him.
And of course you can see that there's a lot of stuff you can pick up through the game at this point to prepare you for...
The castle has fallen! I'm getting out of here! Yes, my lady! Here they come!
Wow, he's brave. Ran off into a group of them all on his own.
It is begun.
You will be avenged, old sage. I swear it.
As you say.
It is a straightforward running fight right now.
We're getting close to the treasury. The Kuzlan family blade lies inside. Here, darling, take my key. That blade cannot fall into Hao's hands. It should sever his treacherous head.
No. The guards are dead in a locked room.
I shall do it. It shall be done.
The shield and sword of High-Ever. It is 27 strength to wield. Wow. 26 dex to wield that. So this, however, does more damage than my primary weapon, so I'm going to switch that out.
Away with you!
I don't understand how the guards died inside the locked room.
Very well.
Now, this scene, I'm assuming these are Howe's soldiers that the knight killed before he got taken down by other soldiers. I'm definitely going to need to use a health poultice there. That mage is really causing the biggest problem. And I didn't get a backstab on her. Alright, that's all of them.
Go! Man the gates! Keep those bastards out as long as you can! Your ladyship, my lady, you're both alive! I was certain Howe's men had gotten through.
They killed Oriana and Oren. I can't believe. Are you injured?
Don't worry about me, your ladyship. Thank the Maker, you two are unharmed.
Patrick, welcome aboard.
It was all I could do to
Christian.
shut the gates, but they won't keep Howe's men out long. If you've another way out of the castle, use it quickly.
It does take a lot to fund a rebellion.
When I last saw the Terran, he'd been badly wounded. I urged him not to go, but he was determined to find you. He went towards the kitchen. I believe he thought to find you at the servants' exit in the larder.
Bless you, Sir Gilmore. Make her watch over you.
Make her watch over us all.
Alright, search the bodies.
I shall do it.
Why an archer had lyrium is beyond me, but I'm not going to question them.
We must get out! They're slaughtering everyone!
They are slaughtering everyone.
More enemies ahead.
The How Knight is the tough guy here. Don't let him kill me while I finish off his friends.
Make her have mercy on you. I do not fear death. There's nothing else to lose.
My character doesn't appear to know how to use an axe.
Very well. As you say.
Just some dead elves. More dead elves.
There, you both are. I was
Bryce.
wondering when you...
You can strip her before you go in, but you actually get all that
Blood,
stuff.
What's happening? You're bleeding.
Hal's men found me first. Almost did me in right there.
Yeah, some of them just walk through the burning debris because they're not part of your team per se. They're on your side. That's why they have the blue circle.
I won't survive the standing, I think.
Once Hal's men break through the gate, they will find us. We must go.
Someone must reach Burgess. Tell him what has happened. I wish I could go. Oh.
Bryce, no. The servant's passage is right here. We can flee together, find you healing magic.
The castle is...
I have healing magic in my pocket.
I cannot make it.
I'm afraid the turn is correct. House men have not yet discovered this exit, but they surround the castle. Getting past will be difficult.
You are Duncan, then? The Grey Warden?
Yes, your ladyship. The turn and I tried to reach you sooner.
My daughter helped me get here. Make her be praised.
I am not surprised.
Whatever is to be done now, it must be quick. They are coming.
Duncan, I beg you. Take my wife and daughter to safety.
I will, your lordship. But I fear I must ask for something in return.
Anything.
What is happening here pales in comparison to the evil now loose in this world. I came to your castle seeking a recruit. The Darkspawn threat demands that I leave with one.
I understand.
You fought your way to me through Howe's men. I think the Maker's intention is clear. I will take the Tyrna and your daughter to Ostagar, to tell Fergus and the king what happened. Then your daughter joins the Grey Wardens.
So long as justice comes to Howe. I agree.
Then I offer you a place
I will
within the
give
Grey
you my
Wardens.
daughter so long as you
Fight
kill
with
the
us.
man who did this.
We will inform the king, and he will punish Howe. I'm sorry, but a Grey Warden's duties take precedence even over vengeance.
Howe thinks he'll use the chaos to advance himself. Make him wrong, bub. See that justice is done. Our family always does our duty first. The Darkspawn must be defeated. You must go. For your own sake and for Ferelden's.
We must leave quickly then.
Bryce, are you sure?
Our daughter will not die of Howe's treachery. She will live and make her mark on the world.
Darling, go with Duncan. You have a better chance to escape without me.
Eleanor.
Hush, Bryce.
Don't give me that shit.
I'll kill every bastard that comes through that door to buy them time. But I won't abandon you. My place is with your father. At his side to death and beyond.
I'm so sorry it's come to this, my love.
We had a good life and did all we could.
Alright, he's holding his right side, but that stain seemed to come from beneath his seat.
Warn your brother. You know that we love you both. You do us proud.
They've broken through the gates. We must go now.
Goodbye, darling.
And that ends the human noble beginning. Yeah.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar.
In order
of the Korkari Wilds.
In order to save his wife and daughter,
long ago to prevent
the Grey Warden demanded his daughter
it's fitting we may
as a Grey Warden.
Even if we face a
and then the wife didn't leave.
The king's forces have clashed with the
So,
several times.
What did he buy with his daughter?
There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
And at this point, once the meeting with the king is over, that's
royal
the
welcome?
end
I was
of
beginning to worry
the
you'd miss all the
difference
fun.
between the
Not if I could help
start.
it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
No need, Duncan. You are Bryce's youngest, are you not? I don't think we've ever actually met. Your brother has already arrived with High Ever's men, but we are still awaiting your father. Dead? What do you mean? Duncan, do you know anything about this?
Terran Cousland and his wife are dead, Your Majesty. Arl Howe has shown himself a traitor and overtaken High Ever Castle. Had we not escaped, he would have killed us and told you any story he wished.
I can scarcely believe it. Well, how could he think he could get away with such treachery? As soon as we are done here, I will turn my army north and bring Howe to justice. You have my word. No doubt you wish to see your brother. Unfortunately, he and his men are scouting in the wilds. Of that, I have no doubt. You will see him again once the battle is over, I am certain. I apologize, but there's nothing more I can do. All I can suggest is that you vent your grief against the Darkspawn for the time being. I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different. I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
The meeting is only
what the king said is
slightly
true.
different
They've
for
won
each,
several battles against
but
the
it is
Darkspawn
different for
here.
each. So, and this, of course, is the same conversation every character has.
True.
With Duncan.
Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling. Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais. He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to Terran Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay. Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Your hound can stay with me while I attend to some business. The Grey Warden tent is on the other side of this bridge. You will find us there should you need to.
And that's the end of the prologue for the human noble. We've already seen the intro here. And you see this one, even though it's got the tree, that's the city elf. I think of all the beginnings, the city elf might be the most tragic. But we'll see. We will see.
Greetings.
Hey, Darien. Isn't there a stinky fruit named Darien? He automatically gets coercion. That's good. So you make him a trap maker. Ooh. You have to give him combat training. Because otherwise he can't do that. And you give him
Denerim,
trap making
the largest city
during one of your early
Ferelden.
upgrades.
Long ago, the elves lived as slaves to humans, and though they've been free for many generations now, they are far from equals. Here they live in a walled-off community known as the Alienage, working as servants and laborers when they can. Despite these hardships, Denerim's elves
That was a
are
shiny
strong
gold
people
coin for a
who
fish.
take pride in their close community.
Oh, there you go, Vault Girl.
This is the
I knew that it was
we've
close.
ever known. Until now.
Wake up, cousin. Why are you still in bed? It's your big day.
A rope ladder to get into the top bunk sounds like an awful idea.
Yes, your father and I figured you deserved it. You do remember what today is, don't you?
According to your breath, it's get drunk before noonday.
A double wedding. You're getting married, and so is Soris. That's what I came to tell you. Your bride, Nessiara, she's here early.
Wait a minute. I didn't know about my own wedding?
And who else are you going to marry? Besides, I already snuck a peek. She's beautiful. There's going to be music, decorations, feasting. Weddings are so much fun. You're so lucky. All in good time, cousin. This is your day, not mine. All right, I'll stop tormenting you. I should go talk to the other bridesmaids and find my dress. Oh, Soris said that he'll be waiting for you outside, so move it.
We thought that you should be allowed to sleep in, but get your ass moving.
Good morning, my son. It's your big day. Oh, I wish your mother could have been here. Still not pleased, I can see. Of course we can talk. Tradition, child. With so little contact between alienages and so few chances to travel, you must trust your elders. The dowry has been paid, the chantry has issued the permit, and everything is ready. All we need is you. There's a lot to arranging marriages. Probably the biggest factor is deciding
now we
which
know why they
spouse
charge
travels to
gold
which
for the
area.
fish.
One side gets new blood and a new face, and the other side loses a family member. The dowry helps to even things out. Just be glad I chose the match. Without parents to represent you, children like your cousin Soris end up marrying whoever the Elder can find. I don't know. I haven't met the girl. You should go and see for yourself if you're curious. All right, time for you to go find Soris. The sooner this wedding starts, the less chance you two have to escape. Still have your mother's smart mouth, I see. Oh, one last thing before you go, son. Your martial training, the swordplay, knives, and whatever else your mother trains you in, best not to mention it to your betrothed. Well, it's not exactly something that would have made it easy to find a match for you. We don't want to seem like troublemakers after all. Adaya made that mistake. Our world is full of so many injustices. Take this. Your mother would have wanted you to have it. It's the very least I can give you as you start your new life. Go on then. I
Well,
still have
thank
some
you
things
for
to
giving
do.
me the very
Soris is
least
no
that
doubt
you
waiting
could.
for you.
I appreciate that. Some of this stuff is from the DLCs. There we go.
There once was a woman, she lived in the sea. I didn't love her, but I think she loved me. I brought her diamonds, rubies, silver, and gold. But all she wanted was to be saved from the cold. She begged me to catch her, convinced me I should. I promised her a house, all gray stone and wood. We made love in the sea. We made love on the shore. I was just there for playing, but she wanted more. Well, there's one small problem, you see. I can't grant her wish. My wife gets suspicious when I come home smelling like fish.
They do quite a little bit of
Well, it's around the eyes, mostly.
I still don't see it. Whenever I look, I just see the
details
mother.
like that.
The mother was far more delicate.
It's the same sort of nose, you must admit that. The breeding shows.
Oh, there you go again with breeding. We're not horses, you know.
Of course not, but bloodlines are important, that's all I'm saying.
I think the whole notion is ridiculous.
Well, you've got the freedom to think so. You come from good stock.
Well, it's the lucky groom himself.
You were
Hello,
just
dear.
talking about me and my
Oh,
mother.
love, he probably doesn't remember us.
Oh, of course. I'm Dilwen, and this is Gethon. We were friends of your mother's. We haven't seen much of you since... well...
Your father still doesn't speak of her, does he?
Adaya was beautiful, and full of life, and a bit wild.
She wanted you more than anything. It's sad she never got to see you all grown up.
We just wanted to see you today and express our good wishes. It means the world to us to see you happy.
We've saved a bit of money for this day. We'd like you to have it, to help start your new life. Maker bless you.
Sometimes they're talking,
Hurry up.
sometimes they're not.
Waiting around won't make it any easier.
If I'm not mistaken, they need money to leave. So, first thing you want to do, if you want to help them,
What are you doing here? You should be getting ready for your wedding. Nothing right now. I have to prepare for the wedding too. Now shoo.
you know, you could give yourself some money.
Hurry up. Many blessings, young one. We hope to stay for the celebration, but we must be off. The human who owns our building has decided to sell it for storage space. We can't afford to live anywhere else here, so we're leaving Denerim.
The Osterbar ruins. The army camp there is calling for laborers.
We wanted to look for work in Highever.
But that's just not possible.
No, high ever is going to be a little difficult for you.
You're still a child. You can't do anything. Enjoy your special day and put us out of your mind.
What my husband means is, you're very generous, but we don't need charity to solve our problems.
Many thanks. Again, blessings on your day.
Wait! Can I talk to you a moment? I apologize for my parents. They're too proud to accept help, much less ask for it. My parents will labor in the army camp, and they'll expect me to do the same, but I don't like
Their
the idea
fingers
of
do
being
look a little
surrounded
weird,
by human
but
soldiers who haven't seen a woman in months.
the game is 15 years old, 17 years old, somewhere in there.
I would, but my father would have to believe I have a future here. Really? All right, if you think that will help.
Hello again. Isn't your wedding soon? My daughter? I don't take advice from children, nor do I plan to split up my family. Now excuse me. That's unusual. I'm listening. I see. He'd shelter and provide for my daughter? I don't know. What do you think, love?
Well, she'd be among family. When we've made enough, we can return.
And you, child?
Your will, Father.
That's my girl. Very well. First she'll help us be away, then return to stay with your family. Thank your father for me.
Thank you.
Hello there. Congratulations on the big day. Have you seen Soros? Well, if you see him, ask him to come by and say hello, will you?
Well, if it isn't my lucky cousin. Care to celebrate the end of our independence together?
Are you insane? Where would you go? Into the woods to live with the Dalish elves? Live in the forest with the savages, far from humans? Sounds like a dream.
The way he words that.
Why would you run? Apparently your bride's a dream come true. Mine sounds like a dying mouse. Especially in comparison to mine. Let's go introduce you to your dreamy betrothed before you say I do.
There's the man of the hour. How are you, Soris?
I'm well. Have you met my cousin? He's getting married today, too.
Not formally, no. Blessings to both of you lucky grooms. There is something you should know, Soris. My brothers won't be coming. They left to find the Dalish, you see.
See, we could still run.
Unfortunately, yes. Even Alarith swears that Dalish elves saved him on his way to Denerim. Nonsense. Indeed. He told my brothers that when he was fleeing his homeland, he found the Dalish. Or they found him. I don't really remember.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. They were probably just taken in by another old story. Theodore, it was great seeing you. I'm sure your brothers will show up in a few days, embarrassed and hungry.
I hope so. I should go. Best wishes to you both.
I should probably put on my fancy clothes. Holy cow, I look like a freaking petty noble.
So you landed yourself a pretty little prize, did you? Excuse me if I don't congratulate you.
Boy, you're bitter.
Don't act like you care. Your father has the money to get you a great match. Meanwhile, what did I get? A fat old man who smells like the docks and wouldn't know what to do with a woman, even if he was sober.
I haven't seen a fat elf in this game.
You think you're better than me? Well, you're not. I may have got a poor match, but at least I have some dignity. Spoiled brat.
Where is my future wife?
Let go of me! Stop, please!
It's a party, isn't it? Grab a whore and have a good time. Savor the hunt, boys. Take this little elven wench here. So young and vulnerable.
Touch me and I'll gut you, you pig!
Please, my lord. We're celebrating weddings here.
Silence, worm!
I know what you're thinking, but maybe we shouldn't get involved. Fine, but let's try to be diplomatic, shall we?
What's this? The two grooms come to welcome me personally. Ha! Do you have any idea who I am?
Are you insane? This is Varn Orien, the Earl of Denerim's son.
What? Oh, Maker.
You've a lot of nerve, knife ears. This'll go badly for you.
Oh, I really messed up.
It'll be all right.
The way he looked when he carried away.
I I hope so. I should get cleaned up.
Is everybody else all right?
I think we're just shaken. What was that about?
Looks like the Jarl's son started drinking too early. Well, let's not let this ruin the day.
What's too early?
This is Valora, my betrothed.
I am lucky to finally see you with my own eyes.
I'm sure the two of you have a lot to discuss.
Well, here we are. Are you nervous? I understand. My stomach was in knots the whole way here. It was hard to leave, however.
Lieutenant.
The matchmaker spoke highly of you, and rightfully so. Denerim itself seems friendlier than Highever. Perhaps because it's so large that humans take less notice of us.
Come on, cousin. We should let them get ready.
We'll see you two in a bit. Don't disappear on us.
Or we'll hunt you down.
Don't look now, but we have another problem. Another human just walked in. Could be one of Vaughn's or just a random troublemaker. Either way, we need
He
to
looks
move
like
him
a
along
random
before someone
troublemaker.
does something stupid. Let's do this quickly.
Where'd he go?
Good day. I understand congratulations are in order for your impending wedding. What manner of unpleasantness might you be referring to? I'm sorry, but I have no intention of leaving. And I refuse yet again. Now what? Surely it does not escape your notice that I am both armed and armored. Any fight between us would be rather one-sided. Not unless I'm left without a choice.
Try not to die. I'll run for help.
No need. I'm not here to fight you.
Try not to
I find
die.
bravery most impressive. Do you not agree, Valendrian?
I would say the world has far more use of those who know how to stay their blades. It is good to see you again, my old friend. It's been far too long.
I was hardly forthcoming, and for that I apologize.
May I present Duncan, head of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden.
The worst has happened. A blight has begun. King Cailan summons the Grey Wardens to Ostagar to fight the Darkspawn Horde alongside his armies.
The Darkspawn Horde.
The news.
Yes, there's a
Still,
D in that
this
word.
is an awkward time. There is to be a wedding. Two, in fact.
So I see. By all means, attend to your ceremonies. My concerns can wait for now.
Very well. Children, treat Duncan as my guest. And for the Maker's sake, take your places.
Please, do not let me interrupt further. We shall speak more later.
Where is my place? There's my place.
Oh, Saurus. There you are. I was afraid you'd run off.
No, I'm here. Fellow groom in tow.
Good. I'm so pleased to finally do this.
Looks like everyone's ready. You too, cousin. Maybe it won't be so bad after all.
Friends and family, today we celebrate not only this joining, but also our bonds of kin and kind. We are a free people. But that was not always so. Andraste, the maker's
Again,
prophet,
is it
freed us from
freedom
the
if you're
bonds of
living
slavery.
in an
As our community grows,
slum
remember that our
that you're
strength
not allowed
lies
to
in
leave?
commitment to tradition and to each other.
Thank you, Valendrian. Now let us begin. In the name of the Maker who brought us this world, and in whose name we say the chant of light, Milord, this is an unexpected surprise.
Sorry to interrupt, Mother, but I'm having a party, and we're dreadfully short of female guests.
Milord, this is a wedding!
If you want to dress up your pets and have tea parties, that's your business. But don't pretend this is a proper wedding. Now, we're here for a good time, aren't we, boys?
Just a good time with the ladies, that's all.
Let's take those two, the one in the tight dress and... Where's the bitch that bottled me?
Over here, Lord Vaughn!
Let me go, you stuffed shirt son of a...
Oh, I'll enjoy taming her. And see the pretty bride.
What do we do?
Ah, yes. The uppity runt that thinks he's worthy of speaking to me. Don't worry. I'll return whatever's left in time for the honeymoon. I live in fear.
You should.
Back to the palace, boys.
Can you hear me, cousin? Are you all right? Vaughn took Shiani, Nessiara, Valora, and the rest of the women in the wedding party back to the palace. The Elder is talking to Duncan, that Grey Warden. Everyone is getting upset. That sounds dangerous. Let's see what they're talking about.
Please, all of you, listen. I know you are upset, and with good reason. But there is nothing we can do right now.
He's right. Running after them will just make matters worse.
So we do nothing. They took my sister.
They were taken to the Arl's palace, I suspect. Normally I'd counsel patience. Unfortunately, stories about the Arl's son and his appetites are most disturbing.
But what can we do? We're talking about the Arl's palace. Even with the Arl and his knights gone, it'll be guarded.
Elder, may I offer a suggestion? I work inside the palace. I could sneak one, perhaps two others in through the servants' entrance. Nobody will notice an extra pair of elves looking around.
I'm with you, of course. But if we run into trouble, we won't be able to talk our way out of it.
For that, you will need weapons. Allow me to offer you my own longsword and bow. A man should be able to defend his loved ones properly. I fear I cannot. Trust me when I say my intervention would cause you more trouble than it would solve.
Then your path is set. I pray the Maker looks on it with favor.
You're all insane! The guards will burn our homes down around us!
Enough, Elva. You've had your say. They shall try. For their own honor and the honor of the women, we must trust in the Maker.
I'll make sure the way is clear. When you're ready, meet me at the alienage gate.
Borrowed longsword. crossbow. Those are armor 1, reduce hostility.
You made it. I sent word ahead to get the servants' entrance unlocked. Are you ready to go?
Of course not.
I've got some things. You can change on the way.
Where do we have to go?
It is begun. Get off! Damn you!
Hurry! We can't risk someone noticing and locking the door.
I just don't know where the door is. Mostly because you didn't tell me where it is.
Quickly, we must fight!
Very well.
I don't regret this! Watch out, cousin! Watch out! I will not fail! Now we do battle! Lost! No quarter shall be given! We did it! We're okay! Let us dispatch them! And quickly! I must maintain!
Praise on trusting.
Now those two nobles sitting in the garden will not say a word about the elf that just slaughtered the guard dog.
This is it. There's a guard posted inside, but he's usually drunk or asleep. I don't know. They'll be entertaining Vaughn and his men, I imagine. He might be in his quarters, the north side of the palace. Maybe. But don't think every elf you see is your friend. Plenty of bootlicks would sound the alarm for a pat on the head. Good luck. Keep your wits about you.
I have no idea what that is for.
Sound the alarm! I don't know if I can do this, cousin.
Shall be done.
Ha!
This isn't too bad.
If we must fight, let us do it quickly!
I can't wear the chainmail. He can. Here, borrow a pair of boots.
You there! Who are you? Speak quick, worms, before I call the guards and they clip your nasty ears. Don't talk to me like that, scum, or I'll have the life beaten out of you. You understand? Wait, why are you dressed like that? You're bandits, rebels, outlaws. The guards will make quick work of you. Oh!
You've no idea how long that Shem's had it coming. They took the woman you're looking for to Lord Vaughn's quarters. You should hurry. He's not known for his kindness. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm getting out of here before the storm hits.
Where did you get a weapon, elf?
Uh-oh.
You better talk quick, scum.
Are you insane?
You maggots are gonna die slowly.
No, not really. Pretty sure it's gonna be you dying slowly.
There is no glorious bloodshed. Now we can back. You'll pay for what you did, human. Come, let us end this. If we must fight, let us do it quickly. Damn you!
That hurts so much.
He's gonna need a health poultice.
I am on.
I shall do it.
I'm glad that's over too.
It is begun.
Now then. The short bow does less damage, but it's faster. And I think I want him fighting faster. He's a sword and board type person. Maybe I should make him lead. And I can take the archery stuff. Let's do that instead. Alright? We'll give him an iron mace and a small shield. And we'll give me the bow.
Don't look now.
Careful!
If we must fight, let us do it quickly. Don't give them the advantage. Quickly, we must fight.
Ah, leather armor. Just what I needed. Not gonna get the set bonus because the +1 armor makes this 2.25 instead of 0.75, and the set bonus isn't worth that much of an offset.
It shall be done.
Well, that's one less elf breeder in the world.
A shame, though. Nice body on that one.
She's still warm. How picky are you, anyway?
Shut it, you two. We've got company. You just walked into the wrong room. You know how this works, boys. No witnesses.
It's not necessarily a stealth mission.
As you say.
I'll defend myself if I have. Need to be brave. Now we do battle. It is a fine thing we've done.
They killed her. I can't believe this. Then we should hurry. A few moments could make the difference. We should try to be quiet.
Fencer's cinch is +4 to attack.
Very well.
I hear dogs. And I see no reason to open a door with dogs.
Don't be a fool! Don't give them the advantage! This isn't too bad! Now you fall! Come on! Skill has won the day!
Gotta love that arrow sticking out of his arm while he's fighting.
Enemies approaching! Now you fall! There is no glory in bloodshed! Don't give them the advantage! You humans, leave us alone! For the fool's sake!
Why won't you humans leave us alone? We did just run in here and attack him.
I will not fail! Quickly, we must fight!
Very well.
That's for Shiani! Damn you! Careful! Get it! It is a fine thing we've done.
It's a fine thing we've done.
I shall do it. As you say. I shall do it.
Very well.
What just happened? It crashed. Give it a second. I don't think I've ever had this game crash like that before. My system resources aren't extended. I wonder what's happened. It's an awesome opening, by the way. Luckily, it's saved just before that door. So we should go directly back to that scene. Hopefully it doesn't crash again. Hopefully it was just a divide by 0 or something.
It is begun.
I need to be brave!
You say.
Damn you! This isn't too bad. I hope I don't regret that! That's for Shiani!
It's a little bit of a bloody game. And he can upgrade to that small iron shield just because it looks better. All right. What do I need? I could use stealth, but it's not necessary yet. I think this is the one I'm after. That requires 16 dex to continue on, so let's go with 1 dex and 2 constitution. Get that trap making. We don't need to save. What am I doing? This is it.
My. What have we here?
Don't worry. We'll make short work of these two.
Quiet, you idiot! They're covered with enough blood to fill a tub. What do you think that means? All right. Let's not be too hasty here. Surely we can talk this over.
Please, just get me out of here. I want to go home.
Think for a minute. Kill me and you ruin more lives than just your own. By dawn, the city will run red with elven blood. Think about it. You know how this ends. Or we could talk this through, now that you have my undivided attention. Last chance. Kill me and destroy everything you care about. Or hear me out and change your life for the better.
But cousin, what if he's right? They'll purge the alienage again.
Here's our situation. You are skilled, obviously. We fight here. Perhaps you could even manage to kill us. My father won't let that go. Your pigsty of an alienage will be burned to the ground. Or you turn and walk away, with 40 sovereigns added to your purses. You take that money and leave Denerim tonight. No repercussions.
40 gold is a serious amount of money.
Go wherever you like. I always regret talking to knife ears. Now I'll just gut your ignorant carcasses instead. Yeah!
Okay, those two are white. He's yellow. So what we're going to do is stun him and take out his friends. Ooh, he stunned me first.
Have you no concern for your own existence? For the fool's land!
Oh, you're using a lot of health over here, buddy.
He's dead. Tell me we did the right thing, cousin. I'll check the back room for the others. Shiani needs you.
Hold on. He said he had 40 sovereigns. He only had 1 silver. Anything else in here to take?
I shall do it.
Don't leave me alone. Please. Please take me home. I think so. You killed them, didn't you? You killed them all?
In front of you.
Good. Good.
Is she going to be all right?
Shiani's strong. She'll recover. I'm fine. Your friend got the worst of it. They said they were saving us for later. I can't believe you came for me. Thank you.
We should go. Soon. As in now. I'll take the rear guard. I can't wait to leave this place.
So,
You've returned.
Clearly.
Has Shiani been hurt? Where is Tormi's daughter, Nola?
Nola didn't make
one
it.
of the darkest
She resisted.
They killed her.
I see.
origins.
Would you ladies please take Shiani home? She needs rest.
Of course.
Now tell me, what happened?
Then the garrison could already be on their way. You have little time. I might be able to help you, if that's truly your wish.
The guards are here!
Don't panic. Let's see what comes of this.
I seek Valendrian, Elder and Administrator of the Alienage.
Here, Captain.
Do you not
I
know?
take it you have come in response to today's disruption.
Don't play ignorant with me, Elder. You will not prevent justice from being done. The Earl's son lies dead in a river of blood that runs through the entire palace. I need names, and I need them now. You expect me to believe one man did all of that?
We are not all so helpless, Captain.
You saved many by coming forward. I don't envy your fate, but I applaud your courage. This elf will wait in the dungeon until the Earl returns. The rest of you, back to your houses.
Captain, a word, if you please.
What is it, Grey Warden? The situation is well under control, as you can see.
Be that as it may, I hereby invoke the Grey Warden's right of conscription. I remove this prisoner into my custody.
Son of a tie-down. Very well.
Son of a bitch!
I cannot challenge your rights, but I'll ask one thing. Get this elf out of the city today.
Agreed.
Now I need to get my men on the streets before this news hits. Move out!
You're with me now. Say your goodbyes and see me when you're ready. We leave immediately. I did not do this for your benefit. I needed a Grey Warden, and I found one. That conscripting you saved your life is only circumstance. You did what you had to do to accomplish your mission. We need people like you. Now quickly, say your goodbyes. Your life here is over.
Thank you. You really saved my hide back there. As you always do. Well, I'd like to follow your example. No more daydreaming. I'm settling down. Valora's a good woman, and she has ideas on making life better for everyone here. Your father had the women take Shiani back to your place. Will you see her before you go? Good luck, cousin. You've been my hero since we were kids. It's just official now.
If this is what the Maker has planned for you, then I guess it's for the best. Your mother would have been pleased. I just wish there was another way. I dreamed of grandchildren, family gatherings, and... I'm sorry, this isn't helping. Take care, my son. Be strong and wise. And... well, you know, we'll all miss you.
It shall be done.
There you are. Nessiara, your betrothed has returned. I'll be right there. Thank you. For me, for Saurus,
She
for
was just
everything.
standing there.
I'll never be able to repay you. Well, I'll leave you two alone.
Thank you, Valora. What happens now? Your father said you're becoming a Grey Warden. You're leaving, aren't you? No, you won't. The Grey Wardens can't have wives or families. I guess we'll never know what might have been. Your friend is waiting.
She's my cousin.
Be safe out there.
Pretty sure you should have known that.
You took all the responsibility for what happened. You're amazing, you know that? You always do. They'll write legends about you someday. When the world was at its worst, there you came. Fire in your eyes, like something out of a storybook. I'll never forget that. I love you, cousin. Make us proud out there. Make her watch over you. We'll miss you.
You only get one chance to ask her if she's okay. Where's Duncan? That way, right?
Maybe this will be for the best.
Well, I guess Duncan got his recruit after all. No, I guess you wouldn't be. Young people never appreciate their roots until it's too late. If you'll excuse me, I must tend to our people. Goodbye, young one, and make her keep you.
Are you ready to go? Good. Then we leave for Ostagar immediately. We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest.
Now this meeting with the king is just slightly different because of who I am.
But here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Caleb.
Did you just call Duncan a hoe?
I didn't expect
a royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
I think he just called Duncan a hoe.
Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
Yeah, based on my background.
You've got yourself a lively one, Duncan. And I was beginning to think the wardens were all stodgy priests. I see you're an elf, friend. From where do you hail? Tell me, how is it there? My guards all but forbid me going there. You... what?
Your Majesty, I would not have put it so bluntly. There are events in Denerim you should be aware of.
So it seems. I will hear more about this matter later. But for now, we have a war to attend to. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
Yes, yes they will. He never reacted negatively to my comments. I'm not going to be rude to him now.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different. Overconfident, some would say. Right, Duncan?
Your Majesty, I'm not certain the Blight can be ended quite as quickly as you might wish.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with
everything from here forward is pretty much the same.
But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
And ironically, even if
What
you're
the king
snippy
said is
with him
true.
the entire
They've won
time,
several
making
battles
him
against
out
the
to be the
Darkspawn
villain,
here.
you still show him respect when he leaves.
So some believe, but I disagree. Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling. You must not speak of the king so. He is over-eager, perhaps, but he is also one of the few Grey Warden allies. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay. Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
And that's the City Elf prologue. We do not have sufficient time left today to do another prologue. The Dwarf Noble, the Dwarf Commoner, and the Mage will have to wait for next week. I think I'll do both the Dwarves for sure next week. The Mage one can be done quickly sometimes, or very slowly sometimes. Or actually, you know what? I'll plan on doing the Dwarf Commoner and the Mage next time. We'll do the Dwarf Noble last, and if it takes me long enough next week that we only get 2 of them done, that way we'll split the Dwarf Noble for the following week. Thanks for coming out, everybody. I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. EA did an excellent job making these backstories. I really hope that if you haven't had the opportunity to play the game, that you at least take a look at it. It is available through the EA, either the Origin launcher or EA's new map or app. So it's an excellent little game. It's relatively inexpensive. I think it's $10 with all the DLC. Can't complain about that. But until Monday night, I've got to figure out where we're going in Andromeda. But until Monday night, I will be offline. I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you Monday. Take care, everyone. Check in on friends and family. Make sure everybody's doing okay. I'm Rob. Take care.